Oh baby, it's here. Look how messy it is in here. Hold on, let me clean this up really quick. There we go. Wish I could clean like that more often. But here we are. Aqua SD sent a shipment. Let's get into it. Alright, so we're gonna open up the box. Technically, I've already opened it up. I pulled the paper out quick, but everything's still in there. So we're just gonna reopen the box. Here's our shipping papers. They give you a clear, detailed list of everything that you got. I just marked out the prices on here. It's really not too big of a deal. Most expensive thing was the gold torch. It was like $375. Everything I bought was on a flash sale though. So Aqua SD is really good at doing sales, and their stuff is already marked down a little bit cheaper as it is, especially compared to some of those other vendors like Worldwide Corals and Top Shelf Aquatics. You still get really nice coral. I'm telling you, this coral is nice, and you get heavily discounted prices. And on top of that, almost every day of the week they do a certain sale. So on hump day you get 15% off. There's almost always a code if there's not a sale going on, ASD 10 off, that you can use for 10% off your order. And then every weekend, Saturday at noon Central Time, for me, I look forward to noon, they upload thousands of corals. So every once in a while they refresh some of the old ones and upload a few new ones, but almost every weekend they're uploading tons of new corals. So there's always something to look at. New corals to browse through. Make sure you guys check it out. But here, let's get into it. All right, so here's what we got. We got a box full of coral. So it said 21 pounds is the shipment. When I ship coral on eBay, usually my box is at the most, even if I ship 5 or 6 coral, is maybe 6 or 7 pounds. This has, I think, 6 or 7 bags in it, and 21 pounds. So they really give you some water here. And look at that. As you move it around, even if you kind of shake it back and forth, look how well that coral stays there. I mean, this looks like a hammer coral. Let's see, replacements. Yeah, so from my last order, get this. So my last order, I had a problem with UPS. UPS delayed the shipment today. It's happened to everybody in the hobby at one time or another if you've ordered coral online several times. And UPS delayed the shipment. I got the shipment on a Saturday. I had to call the center, go through all these loopholes. Thankfully, I used to work at UPS. And I went down and all the coral was doing good except for a gold torch. And unfortunately, the gold torch, after a few days of trying to nurture it, it didn't make it. So the guys at Aqua SD, especially Ramon, they've always been so good, and he wanted to make it right. So he asked if he could send a replacement or something. I was like, man, that's so cool. It even says on their website that they're not liable for shipping delays. But he still wanted to make it right. So I really wanted to give them a shout out for going above and beyond for customer service and just treating me well with this situation. So thanks, Ramon. When you watch this, I appreciate you, man. And thanks to the rest of you guys at Aqua SD. So let's keep looking through the box. Yeah, all of these are just packed well. There is a lot of water, which I know some people really want. They might add this water to their tank because it's well established water with healthy parameters. I usually drain most of the water out so I can do a slow acclimation process, but I still appreciate it because it definitely helps keep the coral safe, number one, and number two, the more water volume that you have, the less likely the temperature is to swing quickly and dramatically. So as you notice, when I opened up the box, there's no heat pack. So where they shipped it from, it was pretty warm. Here today, I think it's like 80 degrees. But overnight last night, it dropped to like 52 degrees. So they're pretty smart about their shipping and as far as how they pack it, and if they're not going to use a heat pack or a cold pack, it looks like they have a good system down where they're able to just use a little bit extra water, which really helps keep the water stable temperature wise, and plenty of room for the coral to be able to just move around with that baggage inside there. So everything is looking really good. I know it's hard to tell just from the camera here right now, but when we get it in the tank, I'll show you guys. Okay, so here we are. I've got a couple buckets. I got a 5-gallon bucket. This is going to be where all the bags and the extra water from the bags goes. This is my acclimation bucket, where a little bit of the water from the bags will go and the coral will go in. And I only use Reef Dip. So this is something that actually Ramon, a few years back, told me, and it was something that it made sense to me. Like when a coral first comes through shipment and it just gets to your house, it's pretty stressed out from the shipment. And if you were to dip it in Bayer, some kind of, insecticide or something, it actually can cause a lot more damage than it can be helpful in some situations. So this Reef Dip, it's basically a coral disinfectant. It's like if you or I cut our arm or something and we wanted to disinfect it with bacitracin or something, then that's kind of like what this is for the coral. It also helps with pests too. So you'll notice in some cases where you dip it, some pests will come out as well. So, all right, let's get to it here.
What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight.
Alright guys, so for this part, I just got a turkey baster, just a regular turkey baster from the grocery store that I use for siphoning some water up, and then I use it for blowing off the corals. So this helps just get off any excess detritus or even some pests. So I hit them hard right around the base. And this is a good tip for everybody, is you don't want to blast the coral itself. I mean, certain corals can handle it, but a hammer coral like this, you can just do a light little squeeze over the top of it, but you can blast around the base. In fact, you want to. So once you get it, you can set it off to the side. Normally, after I blast them off, I throw them in the tank, but oh, and also I've left these corals sitting here for only about 5 minutes, so they're still in mostly their water from the bags from the store they were shipped from Aqua SD, but I also have added a few cups of water from my own tank to help kind of get them used to it a little bit and help them warm up to the temperature and pH. And although I'm sure everything's probably pretty similar, still want to just give them a few minutes after this. So we'll go ahead and do this one more time, and then they'll be ready to go in the tank. Alright guys, we got them in the tank. Here's our little buddy. Still got to come up with a nice name for this guy. But just beyond him, over yonder, it's one of the trachees that I got. It's pretty bright. But he's already looking really good. Let's take a look at the other one here. He's looking great. Nice and puffy already. Chalice, looking good. Yeah, when you get corals shipped to you and you put them in the tank and right away they're already looking good, that's a good shipper. So these guys are closed up a little bit. completely normal for torches. This guy already wants to come out. Look at that. I just put him in literally about 3 minutes ago. And there he is. Looks like a gold hammer. They sent me a gold hammer, and I don't remember which one of these 2 gold torches I actually ordered, but the other one they sent me as like a replacement and freebie. So they always send a couple freebies in the box too. I think if you like order, I'm not sure on this, don't quote me, but if you order like $100 or more of coral, I know every time I've ordered over $100, I've gotten at least 1 or 2 freebies. Sometimes I get like 3 or 4. I do order a lot of coral, but yeah, everything is just looking really good. This is, I think it was a Rasta Acan, but he's looking really, really colorful. So yeah, I'm excited for these to come out. We'll come back in a little bit, and hopefully everything will be out, and then we can take a nicer look at them all. Alright, so it's been about 30 minutes, not too long, and here's the Acan already almost all the way open. Really pretty colors on that. I'm excited to see what it's going to look like under all blues. And then the torches, look at that. Just a short period of time, they're already opened up. That gold torch on the right, and then it looks like an LA Lakers torch on the left almost. Either that or like a blue tipped gold torch, but it'd be cool to see when they fully open and when the lights turn all blue. Right now my daylights are on, but yeah, so everything else is looking really good so far. The Trachophilia is doing good, and here I'll give you a side view over here really quick. Both of these just looking really good. So, Rasta Acan. Here's our 24K chalice. Boy, that thing's looking pretty vibrant already. Then we got this last trachea over here. It's looking pretty good. Pretty cool. Everything's doing really great. Boy, this thing's gonna have some nice rainbow colors in it. I can already tell. It's already pretty big too, so. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for notifications when I put out new videos so you can be notified. And again, I strongly recommend and encourage you guys, check out Aqua SD. I would say over 50% of the corals in this tank have come from Aqua SD, and they've just been great. They've been good friends, they've been kind. They're halfway across the country, but they still go out of their way for customers like me and to treat us well, customers like you. So go on over to aquasd.com, check them out, and hope you guys find some good deals and some cool coral. So we'll see you in the next video. Aquatic Bob's out.